You don't even know what's about to hit you tonight. Tonight, I have the man about town himself. He has already said, even though he said he only posted about 2 of them on social media, he has already hit 6 spots. Let's see, most people got out of work like an hour ago. Like, he's already been to 6 spots tonight. Local man about town, Michael Patton, is our guest on Public Access Live tonight. And that interview begins in 3, 2, 1. Can hear like background stuff. Welcome to Public Access Live. It's your window through my window. My guest tonight, none other than Michael Patton. Michael, thank you for being here.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Michael's already been kind of greasing the palms, if you will, saying what a nice interviewer I am, as opposed to what he would do when he used to interview people. I don't want to tell you. Look at that face, right? If I told you what he told me, the face, you wouldn't buy the face anymore. That's for sure. Michael, I have a question. That's probably really the one I want to know the most. A period of time in the public eye, and then all of a sudden you decide that you want to take that reputation of honor and prestige and turn it into being a comedian. Now, if you don't know, you would sooner tell your parents you're going to be a stripper than a stand-up comedian. What made you take your good reputation and throw it on the line like that?
You know, comedy is a lot like pole dancing. I have a smaller pole. That's the only difference between us, the size of our pole. Yeah, when I was young, I wanted to change the world, and now I want to change the mood. And there's not a better way than to really get out and meet people and make them laugh.
Who inspired you to change the world?
Myself, by being disappointed in the world.
Really?
So, yeah, most comedians come from some dark place or some disappointment in their life, and I decided that it's probably best for me to do this. I really do.
It's cheaper than therapy, isn't it?
Well, it's excellent therapy. I recommend, if you need therapy, to go on stage and say these things to strangers. There's open mics in out-of-town places.
And plus, dying on stage is so therapeutic.
Yeah,
watching
it is good.
your hopes die.
I've been obsessed with it. I'm fairly new at it, but it's been fun. I've done made a lot of new relationships and friends, and been to a lot of places. It's been really good. I do enjoy the local scene. I think that it's underrated, acknowledged. 918 comedy is really strong. There's a lot of good performers at a lot of different levels. And
were you as moved or touched by last night? And of course, because of the NDA things, we can't really talk about too much about it. But just the atmosphere and the fact that if you looked around the room last night, the best of Tulsa was in that room.
Yeah.
As far as music, as far as entertainment, writers, comedians, our historians, Rick Clement, those kind of people, they were all there last night.
Yeah, the thing
representing well.
And the last time in particular, there's really good comedians at all levels. I'm not there. I'm a storyteller. I'm a better writer than I am a performer at this point. But great performances, great characters, strong at all levels. Tulsa has such a great scene. I mean, it's really fun to see it, and it's.
Are you
I'm
native?
amazed. Pardon?
Are you
yeah,
native?
For generations. So,
okay.
And in fact, I come from good stock.
I'm a Hillcrest kid.
Yeah, St. Francis. There's a park on Mingo Creek named after my mother, and my father's in the Webster Hall of Fame. The first picture you see. I've had a life of and good service. I've had a great life, a great career in doing things. So I know a lot of people, which helps.
We're not going to keep you very long because
A, you're extremely busy. B, there's a lot going on a Friday night tonight, especially being the first Friday. And the art crawl going downtown's just half a mile away, so we're not going to keep you a whole long time. But I just wanted people to meet you.
No, very kind.
First of all, but second of all, you're a great representation of Tulsa. And me and Hector were talking last night about going all in on this with hashtag Tulsa on everything, because we think it's time that the people who have that talent take their place. It's no longer about the Roy Clark. And everybody knows Roy was a friend of mine, and it hurt when he passed away. It's been over a year now. It's November.
Well, good luck.
But the people need to start stepping up and taking their place, and you are already in those places.
Well, I did it for the environmental movement. I was Recycle Michael, and I'm open. I'm open. Yeah, I helped build recycling businesses all over that's part of the state, and I lobbied, and I went from Recycle Michael to Open Mic. So it's a good transition, and I tried to do those things, but it was time for me to give it to someone else. It was time for me to let someone else, and to let the new stars and let the shine on them, and to step into the dusk of life and those things. So I still do good work, and I have a career. But the comedy scene, because of my other work and being fairly well known and being very active in the community, I can help the comedy scene by introducing new audiences, new laughter to the comics who are so good. So I'm pretty good about bringing new people thinking, hey, you haven't made a comedy, you should come to comedy. So I'm a good pimp for laughter.
Well, no, and also you're part of the foundation. There would never be a Blue Well if it hadn't been for the Mayfest Arts movement that was so solid every year downtown. There's certain things that were already bred into the Tulsa scene because of hard work for the past 30 years. You're part of that.
I do love art, but I didn't do it for the art. When I came back from college in my 20s, my friends said, oh, we never go downtown. And my grandpa owned a business at 4th and Cheyenne. I grew up there. And they said, we never go downtown except for Mayfest. So I kind of figured out, so I started volunteering. I've been on their board of directors for 33 years, and I did it because downtown needed somebody to pimp downtown.
I was gutted when they took the ice rink out.
Yeah,
that was at least something to go do. There was a food court, and there was shopping, and there was ice.
Well, we've been doing a little bit of comedy. It's a performing art that there's really only a few American-made art forms: jazz and stand-up comedy. Everything else we took from somewhere else. So I see it from that perspective. I found a under-respected movement in Tulsa that's really an art form, and I think it kind of helps me promote it from that perspective. So I hope to really help a lot of people get on stage, and I hope to be better at it. You want to see how good you can be in life, even at my age.
And that's coming up too, isn't it? A couple months away.
My birthday?
No, the Mayfest.
Oh, Mayfest, yeah. It's
Is your birthday coming up?
Not till later. Mayfest we moved it this year for the first time to Mother's Day weekend. So we're going to do a big thing with mothers. It's an art festival where a couple 100,000 people come to Tulsa, Oklahoma, and with stages and music and arts.
It's the week after, though.
So it's always the week after, but there's other things going on the week after, and so Mother's Day is a nice. Mayfest is going. For one thing, Mayfest was a little stale. And we've now done a lot of new things, and even new weekend, and have a new focus and all new sponsors. It's really going to be great. We partner with the Arts and Humanities, the AHA people.
Are they still in Harwell?
No, they have the humongous building there on Archer Street downtown, a big art studio. In fact, one of the great places to go for First Friday. They are truly, there's some wonderful arts organizations, but they are the number one arts organization in Tulsa, and now they're going to also be the number one festival organization. So it's a wonderful marriage of the two things this year. So looking forward to what happens for the arts.
So you worked a long time, and now you're reaping the rewards. You get to hang out at a bunch of places downtown that are open every night of the week because you worked hard to get them open. You worked hard to get a crowd down there again.
Thank you. That's overstating my role in this. I'm fun. I want to go out and have fun with other people.
If you participated in this growth, take a bow.
Well, thank you. There's a few things I do feel some.
I remember. I was born in 71, so I've seen. I remember when going downtown was fun, and I remember when people only did it to go to their office job, and it sucked that nobody would go down there at night. You'd be like, hey man, right. My buddies in high school, like, where you want to go? We would say anything but go downtown. It's like, well, we have a downtown. Why doesn't anybody ever go there?
The three things that currently exist downtown that I will take a teeny bit of credit for.
Go on.
The kites on the wall of the Hyatt Hotel was my idea, and I found a sponsor and convinced the hotel that let's do every year from Mayfest add another piece of public art to your hotel wall. And so it's a nice part of art to help to inspire some other murals. The center of the universe, the statue, the cloud on the stick statue, I made the motion to purchase it from the artist to keep it as a permanent part of Tulsa, the center of the universe thing. I was just on the board, and I really wanted to do it, and we had an opportunity to buy it, so I really pushed for it, that we could buy it. And then a park at 6th and Main, a little park called Chapman Green. My company built that park, and then sold it to the city for a banknote, raised a bunch of money. So there's 3 parts of Tulsa where I do feel that I've been a helpful person. But that is my past in most of those cases. So I live in the moment. Your past doesn't matter, and at my age, you may not have a future. So I'm very good about, I don't sit at home. I don't watch TV. I live in the moment. I go out and do things.
You are awesome at that, which brings me up to my next question. Is it planned? Do you have like a ton of events that you are interested or going on Facebook? How do you hit 12? I couldn't hit 12 spots unless I went to a spot and someone said, "Hey, there's another party over here," and then you go there and somebody says, "Hey, there's another party over here." Do you already?
Yeah, you can do it real quickly. There's a few websites who do the good things. So my plan tonight is leave here, go to AHA, a big new show there, and I have wine and cheese. I'm a member, so I get my free piece of cheese every first Friday. One Away Contemporary has a show. Living Arts has a show. Mark Gibson's playing at Guthrie Green. His dad is the mayor of Broken Arrow. He's an old lifelong friend. He's playing at Guthrie Green. My high school buddy, Randall Brumley's playing at Swamp House. So I went and run by Swamp House and see that. And then the Deco Lounge is a new art show that I'm going to go see. So I'll see all those tonight for sure by 9. And then I'll see what I'll do at 9 o'clock.
How many places have like reserved parking for Michael Patton?
They don't. I'm efficient, and it's social ADD. It's fun to go out and to make an appearance, and it's like pollinating myself, and it's like plant sex. I'm getting pollinated by the crowds, and it gives me energy. It's
a wonderful way of looking at it.
Thank you.
How many people do you think you've touched through projects or committees? I'm just
the
wondering.
Coronavirus thing. A lot. I was president of Up at Trees for a long time. I was treasurer of the Garden Center. I started the State Recycling Association. I was on 14 nonprofit boards once. The League Women Voters Board. I was the one dude on the League Women. Does all of that cut into your evening schedule? I've stopped them all, or most of them. I'm one by one getting off of them, and no longer on the Up at Trees board. I'm really. It was a great experience. 22 years. There's a little site for me on Tisdale. I really like that. I'm giving up all those things. It's time for someone else to do these things. It's time for me. You're to go right. Out and enjoy. It is time. I'm happy. That's what I was telling. That's what I was telling guys last night. I was like, it's time to take your place. Yeah. Yes. Quit standing on the shoulders of giants. You guys are those people now. So I go out and experience comedy. I go out and laugh. I really mean it. I don't think the coronavirus is going to kill me. If it does, I'll be a carrier because of my social schedule. I know that. Don't hang out with me. Don't shake my hand. Do jazz hands, not shaking. If Michael Patton ever got coronavirus, Tulsa's right. So I'm continuing, but the election will probably kill us more. People are going to be so mad at the election. So if we don't have comedy as a valve, we're going to kill each other. So we have to kind of drop it. So that's a good reason to go comedy. Go comedy almost every night of the week in Tulsa, Oklahoma. There's wonderful comedians on stage, wonderful promoters. Do you prefer, as an audience member in these shows, do you prefer to leave politics and things at home and just enjoy a nice silly laugh, or do you care that the comedians are up there getting more and more political? It depends. It depends on how. If they are good, they can pull it off. You're right. If they are not good, don't try to do bad jokes that if you can't pull it off. If you have a nuanced angle to politics, yes, you can pull it off. But most comics don't have that. You have to really know what you're doing. Like after the election, how many hot takes do you get in your Facebook feed that are identical? It's like everybody's got a hot take. Right. So if you know what you're doing, you have a good set, you could probably pull it off. I'm thinking about promoting a political show because there's a whole bunch of people on two sides here I could sell an audience. So I'm thinking about doing a show just for Reds and just for Blues, and making a political show and literally promoting a show. I have a few comics in mind who can do a bunch of that joke and a bunch of this joke and red and blue jokes, and actually doing the entire show to let the crowd have their side of the story on a comedy night if I can pull this off. No, you can pull it off. Yeah, so I'm thinking about doing that. I've actually made some handshakes and some ideas and put some things together. It'd be kind of fun in an election year to have a very political show where everyone has the same side in the audience. but can you fill 2 different audiences and find all the comedians? And so I hope. I have crazy dreams.
Well, I've told people for a while now, like the trick to business is not selling to people that like your stuff. It's selling to the people that don't like you at all.
Correct.
And if you're covering both angles, oh, this is a show for Democrats, unless you're a Republican, then you can come to. This is a show for Republicans, unless you're a Democrat, and then you come to. Yeah, you're working both sides. It's perfect. Business-wise, it's great.
This election, we just have to stop. We have to find some common ground, and laughter. And maybe it's dad jokes. I mean, I don't think the war is going to be red versus blue. I think it's going to be young versus old. It's really hard. A real challenge for me as the oldest comedian in Tulsa, working by far, by a generation almost, is that young people hate old people. So I know if it works to young people, it's a good joke. Because I bomb a lot. And I do really well with my own age group. So I know. So I don't mind bombing for younger people, and a lot of people don't like me, don't like my humor, and I've changed it a lot. Every month I'm a different comedian.
There's you could always have the debate that you can write jokes for the audience, or you can write jokes that truly express who you are. But generally, those two do not meet.
Oh, well, I'm a whole different person on stage, and I'm a different person out and about. I live this life where you have to be larger than life, and I want to try to do those things, because by myself is tough times, and we all struggle. Comedians in particular, we all have incredible loneliness. We struggle so much without being... So the stage is a created spotlight that someone put together, like this show. We've created a spotlight on me. I really appreciate you offering me here today. And I think that I live a life like that. So I bounce around in social places craving that artificial light, and hopefully shine on others, and becoming that spotlight for others when I can. So it's I don't recommend it for anybody, but I miss out on all the pop culture references. I don't watch any TV shows. I don't see movies. Yeah.
Mr. Patton, what would you like to do that you have not done yet? Thank you very much. Or, I'm sorry, thank you so much. It's the phrase everyone uses out there. That's a questionnaire. It's like, oh, thank you so much.
Yeah, as an old person, you're supposed to make a bucket list of things you want to do before you die.
I'm sure they didn't mean that. They just meant you're so accomplished. Is there anything that you would like to do that you haven't got the opportunity to do yet?
I have the other side. I have a fucket list. I have a list of stuff I mean stuff I'm never going to do again. I'm never going to sleep on the ground ever again. I will pay for a bed. I will sleep in my car. I will never... I mean, there's little things like that.
I'll go camping as long as I got a cot.
Right, a cot. Something.
Yeah, I'm not sleeping on the ground. I got you, man. That's totally... No, that's...
Oh... There's a lot of things I hope to do. I'm closer to retirement. There's an opportunity. I'm recently single. I have a chance to be free. I have a good life. I would like to see more of America. Strangers like me. I want to do comedy in other places. I've done it now, comedy in 4 different states, and I kind of like audiences that don't know me at all.
I know, because now you're a regional comic.
No, it's a chance to...
No, you are.
The reason that I just...
Did you get paid?
I've been paid, yes.
You're a regional comic.
Thanks. My biggest check was on Valentine's Day.
You got to take these opportunities, man. If we weren't anything from Roseanne Barr, it's you're not a housewife. You're a domestic goddess. You have to spice it up a little bit.
It is a hobby. It is a really wonderful hobby, and I've learned so much. I'm so much different than I was before. My whole different comedy now. I have more relatable things in my own personal life.
Did you learn anything mechanically? Do you hold the mic different now that you're doing comedy as opposed to when you were speaking publicly behind a podium or something? Yeah. I mean, is there certain things that you didn't know that you were going to learn when you got into it?
I still give some great. I do it every year. I give the Sustainable Tulsa speech about resolutions, and it's a great chance to be inspirational. It's a wonderful 35-minute speech I post on social media every year where I get to talk about how you can make promises to yourself to change your life. I've been an inspirational speaker. I've been an educator. Comedy's the hardest by far because I don't have my PowerPoint. I don't have there. I got to do just me, and I've never done theater before, so I really struggle. I'm really good at writing it down. I go on stage. I miss the punchlines every time. Every there's something like that. I finally have got some confidence, and I found I've been drinking more has helped. So when the audience is drinking, they like me more. So I
feel my background's in debate. I can't find an audience to argue with me.
Yeah. I was captain of my college debate team. I'm not going to argue with you. No, I don't need to do that.
Okay, back to the questions regarding the Friday night wine and cheese. What makes a great cheese play, in your opinion? Thank you so much.
Well, I have a lot of. I believe in cheese. I mean, it's my religion. I have faith in cheeses.
Hard cheese, soft cheese.
So all cheeses. I
Really?
like. Right now in my home I have white cheddar.
Is there a name
and,
for like a wine has sommelier? Do cheese have
a cheese wench? So
I'm not going to call the person that researches that. They look mean.
there's a lady in town who throws wonderful cheese parties, and that's her title. And her and her husband have restaurants, and there's a lot of things I like in cheese. I mean, it's dairy products. I mean, I smell my dairy air. So
A few people have lived bucket lift. You might have to go online tonight and go GoDaddy and take that one before someone else does. Have you ever told an audience member that they have moxie? He's not that old.
moxie, that's a pretty funny term. No, audiences don't heckle me much. I'm getting a little bit of it. I dress like this. I like dressing up. I really think people treat you differently, and people as well. And I've had a few times, but a person who looks like an authority figure, I remind them of their principal. So I could take that really quick and say, all right, you boys sit down. And I can be a little. I've done a couple of comebacks. I've not had much of that. I am an old person. I'm large. I'm polite. I'm dressed well. It helps. It helps.
I hope you don't take this the wrong way. I was looking for the perfect picture to use for our, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
For my promo.
Mm-hmm.
And in going to your Facebook in a non-creepy way for hours at a time.
Michael Patton on Facebook.
I noticed, because you mentioned you were large, you used to be larger.
Yes.
Is this Michael Patton's in his final, like his perfect form?
Oh no, I have a long way to go. Yes, I
Is
hurt
that
my
a
knee.
journey?
I hurt my knee. I gained about 5 pounds a year, and it got really heavy. I weighed 440 pounds 6 years ago.
What?
And I've lost 185 pounds by stopping eating bread. I don't eat bread anymore. That's the only, and bread makes you happy, so I'm just going to be sad for a while. Yeah, if you find someone who's unhappy, offer them a bagel. Don't take them to have a drink. So
I heard it was like
toast.
soda. You knock out the sugar and sodium in soda, and you can drop like 50.
Yeah, and maybe part of it as well. Well,
But
it
bread.
gave me a chance. Bread was my secret, and I just lost about a pound a week for a couple of years, and I lost it. And so I have more to go. It's hard. No hamburgers, no sandwiches, no breadsticks. No, I eat chips and crackers, but no bread. And bread's everywhere. Bread's easy,
yeah.
and so.
If I could get enriched flour out of my diet,
Yeah.
my god, it's everywhere.
So yes, I was much larger, and I hope to have. There's change in your life. My father was ravaged by diabetes. He's still alive. He's in Florida now, and I think when you're old, you have to move to Florida. And so I, and it began to affect me, and I had some initial problems from it. So I quickly freaked out and changed my life and bought all new clothes, and I keep buying from thrift stores. All my clothes are from thrift stores. But as you lose weight, you can't just keep buying new clothes as you keep
Right.
going. So I liked.
So you're on a journey. You're still going.
Yeah, there's a lot of changes in my life. Comedy is one of my changes now too. There's a lot of changes going on. There's very positive things in my life because I've accepted the opportunity to be. I'm age 61, and I have had a wonderful life in many ways and many different careers and opportunities. And it's time to find another one and find some new challenge.
How much longer do we have you? Well, I'm wondering because you just said, "Well, my father, he lives in Florida because that's what you do when you get old." So I'm wondering, do you have your documentation? Are you ready to move to Florida? What's?
I'm the last one left in Tulsa of all the family from generations of Tulsans, of Pattons here. I'm the last one left. No, in fact, I'll probably move downtown soon to be closer and be part of downtown. I like it here. I have a lot of good relationships, but I also. I'm good about making new ones, and I'm a good salesman for Tulsa. So
Totally.
I like to share and help promote others, and I have the opportunity to do that a lot. And I could never do that in another community. If I would be just going to the museums in new cities and learning my way around town and having a good life. But here I get to share the things I already know. There's a comfort level I really like here that I can help others and use my powers for good. So, which is nice. It's a good place to be.
Let's see. There is a cheese wench at Reese's. She is awesome. Apparently.
Nice. Which Reese's?
I don't know. There's
Find
not.
out,
There's not a question mark at the end of that, so we can't accept it. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Let's see. But then they come back with, "I'm liking the suit. Nice neutral."
Oh, thank you very much. So all from thrift stores. Salvation Armani.
What? That is amazing. Congratulations on your weight loss.
Thank you.
And Genghis, I nearly read your name. Nicely done. I love mac and cheese. Like I said, he's the lad about town, and we're lucky to have him, but we're not going to keep him very long. So thank you guys for your questions. We're going to close with what we're closing with this season, which is one simple question for Michael Patton. And actually, it'd be a simple question for everybody I've had in the chair. It might be the hardest question I've ever asked. What would the name of your autobiography be?
Odd conversations are his superpower.
Well, I thought it'd be hard. But you have all this background. You're like, well, I'm a good conversationalist. I'll go with that. I got 61 years under my belt. I can hold a conversation for 30 minutes with a complete stranger and a crowd of internet people in the UK who haven't said a word. Is there a hidden place in Tulsa that you could recommend? Oh, okay, one more question, and then he's got to go. We're lucky to have him. Is there a hidden... Oh, yeah, what's it? Because Mojo is my sister, and we are native. She's a St. Francis kid.
I need to know hidden what? I mean, hidden place for... to be quiet. The Linnaeus Garden at Woodward Park is the teaching garden of America. Go there and love that. It really love it, and no one knows about it. And you can, if you ever see the plant in your home, you can find it there. And oh, that's what plant it is. The teaching garden. I like that one. Hidden club, Cellar Dweller. My friend Western has the place. It's downstairs. It's all red lights. It's a speakeasy. They have a red light, topless woman velvet painting over the bar. So a wonderful place. So is that enough? I mean, a garden spot and a nightclub.
One more, because people really like food. A hidden little gem of, because we don't have Mary's on Cherry anymore, and like all the little hole in the wall places are almost gone. Like where do you?
Yeah. So
what's a little hidden spot?
There's a new place downtown, the Deco Lounge, and the family who owned the Golden Palace at 49th and Peoria for 39 years.
I was in there last Wednesday.
The Golden Palace has the family, the three sons, have now opened a downtown cocktail restaurant, and they owned a cheeseburger place that used to be at 41st Memorial, now is a Quick Trip area. So they combined the family's Asian recipes with their cheeseburger love and made a cheeseburger wonton as an appetizer, and they're half price, half hour.
I saw that they had French fries in the carryout boxes.
Yeah, so it's a really fun. So I'd say as a foodie or something, so it's fried, it's a cheeseburger and a wonton. It's really fun. It's very inexpensive. Wonderful cocktail bar, really wonderful people.
Deco Lounge downtown.
607 South Boston.
Hey, is there anywhere that they can see you coming up?
I do have performing. I do have shows coming up. I have, and they do it at the Deco Lounge. We're doing an April 1st, April Fool's Day show with 5 comics. I'm doing a show at the Crow Creek on March 24th. Nice. It's their first comedy show. They're friends of mine, and they said, hey, please do a comedy show. So I got 5 good comedians for that show
Comedy's
as well.
coming to Crow Creek, people. You heard it here first.
Yeah. We're going to do, it's on a Tuesday night. I have a drinking club called Bourbon Tulsa Weekly. We're going to drink at 5:30, and then we're doing a comedy show at 6:30. So yeah, find my drinking club. If you like, every Tuesday we go to a different bar and drink. And a different restaurant.
Bourbon Tulsa Weekly.
Yeah, it's on Facebook. It's a stupid idea. It's a traveling Where's Waldo of drinking. So a Facebook event page every Tuesday to a different place, and anyone's welcome.
Oh, there's no more Urban Tulsa anymore. So nobody understands the pun, is there?
Well, bourbon's the American liquor, and no one owns that phrase, Bourbon Tulsa Weekly. So yeah, it's a fun idea. And so every Tuesday, a drinking club of Tulsa. And so if you have some friend you want to go out, if you're lonely and want to meet new people, it's try new places, meet new people. There's nothing more to it. So we're going to meet at 5:30 at Crow Creek on March 24th. This Tuesday we're going to meet at Bread and Butter Kitchen on 51st Street. So we go to a different place every Tuesday.
This is the most important thing that you should know. If you are out after the sun goes down in Tulsa, Oklahoma, you're likely to bump into him, and he'll tell you the next place to go to school. I promise you that. Michael Patton, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you very much, Sean. Appreciate it.
We will be right back. We're going to strike the set and get ready for Bedgood Comics. And tonight's feature, the 1959 Vincent Price classic, The Tingler. That's all coming up. Stay tuned.
Very fun.